Excellent, excellent. Just make sure this is good. Okay, I think I'm good. Hi, ladlers. How are you? Happy Monday. Let me just fix my camera. Hopefully the lighting will get a little bit better. Maybe not. Okay, I've got two cameras going, one for Facebook and one for Instagram. So I'm hoping this will work. Forgive me if I keep doing this because I'm trying to give attention to both platforms here. But happy Monday. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Hi, Val. Good to see you. Let me pop you away real fast. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, I'm losing you guys. Hold on one second here. Amazing to see you. So good to see you. Okay, so, losing my camera. All right, well, I'm just gonna do this for right now. But basically, welcome to Mondays with Mel. So appreciate you guys joining me today. Let me see if I can figure out how to get this hooked back on. Sorry, guys. I'm just figuring this new technology here. All right, so that's not gonna work, but okay, maybe that'll be better. Better? Okay, good. All right, so I have been experimenting and I just want to share with you something genius that I have discovered. Okay, a lot of you know that I have been on a food study for about almost a year and a half now with my doctor to better understand which fruits and which vegetables and which foods in general are the easiest on my body and don't, make my body go blah, even if they're healthy. And one of the safer vegetables is the butternut squash. Now, I love butternut squash. It's super healthy, chock full of vitamins, lots of good fiber, good for your body. It's, amazing. And it's really delicious, roasted in the oven, and I actually use it in my kale and roasted butternut squash salad, which I'm actually going to show you how to make today. It is my absolute favorite salad in the whole entire world. Hi, Patricia. Hey, Nay. How are you? Good to see you, ladies. Thanks for joining me. But here's the thing about butternut squash. It kind of sucks to prepare, right? Like, you buy the squash from the store. It's the heaviest thing in your grocery bag. It's almost like you bought this cylindrical bowling ball, right? And then you have to, you have to peel the skin and you got to chop it up. And it's so hard to prepare. And, it can roll around on your cutting board. So you risk chopping your arm off just because you want some squash. And that shouldn't be in life. So I haven't really been eating the squash because of how hard it has been to just cut up. Exactly, Dr. V. Like, you want the good stuff, but it's way too much hassle to get to the good stuff. So one day I got a little lazy and, maybe I'll just say curious. And I thought, what if instead of peeling it and chopping it up first before I put it in the oven, I roast it in the oven and then see if I can peel it afterwards. Now, I have done this a few times just to make sure that I haven't landed on some sort of fluke or, weird, crazy thing and that it actually works more than just once. And I am so excited to let you all know that you can make your life easier and have butternut squash and not risk losing an appendage cutting it up. So here's what you have to do. I have a roasted butternut squash right here. Let me just move my camera down just a little bit. You see this guy? See? Okay. Now he's already been in the oven because, it takes a while to actually roast, okay? So what I did is super easy. Literally throw the squash in the oven. Wait, don't literally throw the squash in the oven because I don't know what warranty you have on your equipment. Let me take that back. Gently place the squash in your oven. and turn your oven on to about 400, maybe 425 degrees, and let it literally just cook in the oven. Just let it roast for about, I would say, at least an hour to an hour and 15. Okay, and basically what you want to happen is the skin is going to start bubbling up, as you see right here. Okay, so I had this bad boy in the oven for about an hour and 20 minutes, and I took it out. I let it cool for about 15 minutes before I came on to do this live. Okay, so by the way, it is still very warm, so just be careful when you are getting ready to peel your squash. But let me tell you, you're gonna be so excited when you see how easy this is to actually peel the squash now. Okay, so can you all see this? I just want to make sure. So you guys can see this on the gram here? Because I think Facebook is okay. I just want to make sure that everyone on the gram can see this. All right, can you all see that? Okay, do you see my squash? Hi, squash. So good. Are you ready? Knife. You can use a little knife, you can use your regular knife. Look at this, guys. Literally peels off like butter. Nut squash. Sorry, I did that. I shouldn't have done that. That was way too cheesy. But basically, it literally comes off. You don't even have to use your knife if you don't want to, but in some areas where you might need to just kind of peel it, just run your knife gently off on the skin and it'll glide right off. Isn't that awesome? Right, Val? Like literally. So easy. And now that it's already roasted in the oven, it's ready to go. You can use it in whatever dish you want. And if you want to, now because when I roasted it, I didn't season it, I didn't do anything. I literally just, made sure it was clean and just put it in the oven. Turn my oven on. I think it's 425 is what I had it on today, just to make sure it would cook in time. You see that? Look how easy that was to just chop off the top and bottom. Boom. Now, we all know that on the inside of the butternut squash, at the bottom is all that stringy stuff, right? And so it also can be very tough to scrape out the stringy stuff when the flesh of the butternut squash is still very tough and firm. Not anymore. So let me just finish peeling this off. What I love about this technique is that you actually don't lose any of the meat of the squash. So you're really just getting off the skin, which you don't want. Okay, there you go. Now, that took me, maybe 2 minutes to do. And then all I have to do is just cut down the middle. And so you see the bottom where it gets a little stringy. Take your little spoon. Done. Completely, utterly smooth. No strings, no icky stuff. Seeds are out. Stringy stuff is out. Not a problem anymore. Fingers still intact, very important, particularly when eating. And you have roasted butternut squash peeled and ready to go for your recipe. Now, if you want to, what you can do at this point, let me just move this camera back up. What you can do at this point is you can dice it up like I would, and then you can put a little olive oil, salt and pepper on there, throw it back in the oven, which is still at 425 or 400, whatever you decide to do. And you can roast it up so that the outside can get, a little bit of crispy texture, and maybe do that for another 15-20 minutes and just check on it to make sure that it doesn't burn. But for the sake of time, I'm going to show you how I use my roasted butternut squash in a kale salad, which is just super yummy. It is delicious. I don't remember how I stumbled upon this salad. I think it was a few years ago when I was looking for actually a different type of salad dressing that I wanted to make from scratch. And this kale salad came up. So you can see here that the butternut squash is it's got a little bit of roastedness. So I think I'm gonna just leave it and not put it back in the oven. But look how easy it is to cut, okay? So that's it. That's all you have to do. You can season it at this point with a little salt and pepper, but since I'm making a salad, the dressing will pretty much be my flavoring, so I don't really have to do much of a treatment to the butternut squash. Now, let me talk to you about this dressing, because this dressing is the business, okay? A couple of things that are in there. Peanut butter, soy sauce, sesame oil, a little lime juice for brightness, and I have one small piece of chopped ginger, fresh ginger. So I basically took maybe like an inch long piece of ginger, peeled it, and then chopped it up really fine. I have a 1 clove of, here, I'll show you. 1 clove of chopped garlic, and I used a shallot because I have a lot of shallots in my fridge for some reason, so shallot is today. And then you're gonna want the juice of 1 lime, okay? So basically what you're gonna do is, so I've got my bowl, peanut butter here. I would say for peanut butter, maybe do about 1.5 tablespoons just to start off, and get your lime juice in here, okay? Use your fingers as your juicer, super easy. Make sure your hands are clean, obviously. But again, this recipe is super easy to make. It is a great holiday salad because of the roasted butternut squash notes. It's a good way to still eat healthy when, you know, the holidays are full of cookies and, you know, heavier meals and things like that. So this is a good way to kind of lighten up your intake a little bit throughout the week. Let me just rinse my hands. Okay. All right, so in goes the shallot, 1 clove of garlic, and 1 inch piece of ginger here, all of it finely chopped. Okay, and then I have 1 tablespoon of sesame oil and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. If you cannot have soy sauce, because I actually can't have soy sauce either, but I try to monitor it so that I don't eat it all the time. If you cannot do soy sauce, the liquid aminos is a good substitute. And you're gonna have to work this dressing a little bit because the peanut butter is going to start separating and it's gonna look a little kind of gross. But as you keep mixing everything up, the peanut butter is going to smooth out and it's gonna look a little bit better, okay? So just give it a minute. And then you're also probably gonna have to add a little bit of water at a time to thin out the salad dressing. So you see it starts getting a little bit better here. I don't know if you can see that, Instagram. Okay, and I like to use smooth peanut butter simply because the smooth texture is easier to work with in the salad dressing. But let me go ahead and get a little bit of water here to thin this out. So I would say do maybe a couple teaspoons at a time just to get the consistency of a salad dressing that is, you know, easy to, you know, move around with your ingredients. Now, I would recommend double the salad dressing because you're going to want to double the salad dressing. It is that good, and it holds up pretty well in the fridge. So if you end up having enough left over to make another salad for tomorrow, you're going to want to make this dressing in advance and just have it ready. The dressing is super fresh. So I'm not sure what happened with my Instagram or my Facebook Live, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going on the gram. The bright, fresh ginger is a really good note, as well as the lime juice, to just add a lot of like citrus and tang and just a little like zing in your mouth, so that it's not like this super heavy dressing, even though it looks heavy from the peanut butter. Okay, now you can totally eat this like a meal because the butternut squash is just it's so filling, it's so hearty. You don't even need meat or anything for this salad. It literally is filling all on its own. And it's I believe everything is vegan in here. I don't think there's any ingredients that I've used that are not vegan friendly. So I believe this is a hopefully this classifies as a vegan dish. So if you need something to kind of lighten up your intake here of meat throughout the week, try this salad. I promise you, you're not going to feel hungry after eating this. Okay. All right, so I think I added about a tablespoon total of water. So Dr. V says I might need some bacon. That is true. You can definitely do bacon. Speaking of bacon, if you haven't tried it, I've made tofu bacon before. It's actually not that bad. It's really good. Okay. All right, so we have our dressing. So you see, you want it to have a consistency to where it can actually spread, but it's got the chunks of fresh ginger and fresh garlic in there, so it's going to add a lot of fresh flavor. All right, so I have in my bowl here a little bit of kale, and I actually had some romaine lettuce that I needed to use up, so I'm doing a mix today. The roasted butternut squash and kale salad can just be, kale. You can put baby spinach in there if you like. You can put romaine, you can do whatever, or you can just have it all kale. Now, typically I get the curly kale, the regular kale, but today I decided to use another kind of kale called, I believe it's lacinato. That might be the way to say it. It may not be, but it's a different kind of kale. So you'll see here that this is more of a flat leaf versus a curly leaf. And what I like about this type of kale is that it's a little bit milder in flavor. Sometimes the curly kale can be a little too earthy for me. And so I don't always eat it very often, but the lacinato kale happens to have sort of a milder taste, and it doesn't taste like kale-y, but it is equally a delicious superfood for you, and I actually think it's a little bit prettier because it has like purple hues, and I am a fan of purple. Anyway, so, okay, I basically peeled that, chopped it, rinsed it, all that good stuff, and so I have that as my base. What I'm going to do now is I am going to add my butternut squash. So let me just make a little bit of room here so you can see. So I have the butternut squash kind of in large chunks. You can chop it up to smaller chunks if you want to. So we'll just do that. Okay. And then for toppings, whatever you like on your salad. It's whatever is, it's really whatever's in your fridge, right? So I have some English cucumbers. So I'm just going to throw some of that in there. I love English cucumbers, super nice, crispy, and fresh, and also seedless, which is amazing. And then I also have some cherry tomatoes that I had left over in the fridge. I wanted to get rid of them. They are also orange in color, which I think adds a nice little extra harvesty kind of action going on here. You can do toppings such as feta cheese. I have done chopped pecans. I have added dried cranberries or dried blueberries. All delicious. It's whatever you want in this salad. It is so good. So now I'm just gonna put the dressing on here. Again, highly recommended to make a double batch because the dressing is just really, really good. And the measurements I gave you, you can alter to your taste, you know. So if you like a little bit more sesame oil flavor, drizzle a little bit more. If you like a little more soy sauce flavor, go ahead and put, you know, a little bit more of that. It's up to you to customize, okay? And then basically you're just gonna toss it. I probably should have used a different bowl, but this salad, guys, is so freaking good. Not only is it amazingly healthy for you, nothing but lots of good vitamins and fiber, lots of good superfood action, but it's so filling. Like literally, I'm not even gonna eat this entire bowl and I will be completely full. But yeah, that's basically what we got going on here, guys. While I'm mixing this salad, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something I realized as I was trying to figure out a different way to basically peel this butternut squash. So trust me to make butternut squash and turn it into a coaching moment. So here's what I learned. I learned that there are many ways to skin a cat, okay? And oftentimes we get to this place where we're trying to solve a problem and we get stuck in our thinking and we just can't figure out how to solve this problem. And we can get frustrated, we can get overwhelmed, and sometimes we end up not moving forward in an area of our life because we didn't find a solution that we thought could actually work. And what I realized when I decided to challenge what I knew and understood to be true by doing something different with the butternut squash, I learned that that is how you can also approach any problem that you have in your life. So if you've never gone after something that was so important to you because you couldn't figure out the right answer to start working on it or to start going after it, I really want to encourage you to just flip your perspective just a little bit and look at your problem, the same problem, from a different angle, and start asking yourself different questions, because different questions can lead to different solutions. And just like I was able to find a way to easily prepare a, exactly, life as a butternut squash, that's right, Dr. V. Just like I found an easier way to prepare butternut squash and be able to incorporate it more into my diet. This is really inspiration for me, that whenever I'm dealing with a problem that has been just, stressing me out, or, it's stalled me, to flip my perspective and start asking different questions. It's amazing what the power of curiosity can do. So that's all I have for today, guys. I'm actually going to go enjoy my salad now, and I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I will see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe to my Life in Ladle channel on YouTube. Check out my new website, lifeinladle.com, for articles and blog posts and new shirts and new things for you to kind of help encourage yourself to always be in a positive place. And follow me on the gram if you're not following me already, and go ahead and hit like on my Facebook page. So, all right, guys, have an amazing night, and I will talk to you soon. Until next time, always become the fullest expression of who you are. See ya. Bye.